But I'm excited for that. I know Canelo, he's so big, so strong, and I think he'll be just too big. I mean, weight classes matter for a reason.
They can do any work, but I don't think that's a good idea.
Why?
I just don't think it's a good idea.
How is Crawford, his composure going to be like the moment a punch lands on him from Canelo?
Are you kidding me? Take that question back.
Yeah, why?
Because you're talking about Crawford.
Yeah.
He's
But in weight classes,
he's the most composed guy. Yeah. What, you don't think he'll be prepared? You think it'll be a shock to him? No.
I think Crawford could beat Canelo Alvarez.
I think he's too small. But then again, I thought he was too small for Spence, so shows what I know.
As the excitement surrounding a potential mega fight between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford continues to build, fighters and analysts across the sport are weighing in with their predictions. While many favor Canelo to win due to his track record and dominant physical attributes, boxing icon Mike Tyson has voiced strong reservations. Tyson has openly expressed concern about Crawford's decision to face Canelo, warning that this fight might not be in his best interest. He pointed out the dangers Crawford would face against Canelo's immense size, sheer power, and non-stop pressure inside the ring. Tyson sees Canelo as a serious threat, one that could pose a level of danger Crawford has never encountered before. Although plenty of boxing insiders are leaning toward Canelo's likely victory, Tyson's skepticism has added a whole new layer of tension to the conversation. Will Crawford defy the odds and shock the world, or will Canelo's physical edge prove too overwhelming? The anticipation and debate surrounding this potential blockbuster bout only continue to intensify.
Mike, I gotta say this. Terence Crawford, tremendous fighter. You're a big supporter of his. He wants to move up 3 weight classes and fight Canelo. What do you think?
They can do any work, but I don't think that's a good idea.
Why?
I just don't think it's a good idea. I don't think what would he have? I don't know. I just don't think it's a good idea. People have done things crazy like that before. Just that he doesn't have to do it.
You posted the other day, there was a picture of you in a Rolls Royce, and you said, the quote is, "I can't remember how many of these I gave away." Tell me about that.
Yes, I don't know. Yes, when we used to have the money, that's it. When I had money, you know, you get custom that shit.
Yeah, but not everybody's Mike Tyson. You're very generous. You're a genuine, nice person. Tillman told me that one time you lent him his car, he kept it for like 3 months or something.
David Benavidez has expressed his deep respect and admiration for Canelo Alvarez, crediting him as a powerful source of inspiration throughout his own boxing journey. In discussing the highly anticipated clash between Canelo and Terence Crawford, Benavidez described the potential showdown as both exciting and commendable for the sport and its fans. His comments reflect a genuine appreciation for what Canelo represents in the boxing world, his accomplishments, his dominance, and the legacy he's built inside the ring. Benavidez's admiration highlights the broader respect many fighters have for Canelo's status and skill, further elevating the importance of this potential matchup. As anticipation builds for what could be an unforgettable encounter, Benavidez's insights add fuel to the fire of what promises to be a thrilling, legacy-defining fight for both men.
Looks like it's going to come to fruition in September. What are your thoughts on that bout?
I have nothing to say. It's a good fight, and it's a good fight. I wish both of them the best.
Next question. Do you use that for motivation at all? Like Canelo's, like, you know?
I definitely do use that as motivation, because if I was such an easy fighter and target, he would have came and beat me already. Just for him not fighting me lets me know how dangerous I am.
How would you approach a fight?
Is there scissors? Is there scissors? Ask for scissors. Go ahead.
How would you approach a fight with Terence Crawford if it was you against Crawford?
To be honest with you, if I fought Terence Crawford, I would definitely use my size, my reach, my weight to my advantage. Crawford is a very smart fighter, but I guess thankfully I'm not fighting.
Ryan Garcia has joined the growing list of voices commenting on the potential clash between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford, bringing special attention to Canelo's physical advantages. Garcia emphasized the massive difference in size, strength, and power, arguing that these elements could tip the fight heavily in Canelo's favor. He believes that Crawford moving up in weight to face a naturally bigger fighter presents significant risk, especially when going against someone as explosive and dominant as Canelo. Garcia acknowledged Crawford's talent but also made it clear that adjusting to this new level of physicality might be a major obstacle. As the boxing world debates the matchup's implications, Garcia's perspective adds a realistic assessment of the challenges Crawford would face trying to outmatch Canelo's size and power.
That's going to be a great fight, too. I can't believe they made that happen. Turkey's been making a lot of great fights happen. You can't really hate on it. But I'm excited for that. I know Canelo, he's so big, so strong, and I think he'll be just too big. I mean, weight classes matter for a reason.
Last question, Ali. He said Teofimo and Boots are going to be on your October undercard.
Oh, yeah,
and
I heard
winners
that.
would fight each other. Is that what you were told?
I didn't know that, but I'm
What do you
down.
think of that?
I don't care. Yeah, let's do it. I wanted to fight Teofimo too.
Last one. I gotta do this. I agree with you that there's just like there's a lot of sanctioning bodies, there's a lot of promoters, there should be more testing organizations, not just one. Tell me about that. Why are you so adamant about no black corner?
I think that when a coach is pushing a certain organization, it just strikes me off weird. And for it to be like a mandatory thing, like, why can't I use another organization, you know? But again, I don't want to talk about them because, you know, it might sue me.
Sean Porter has weighed in on the topic, voicing serious concern about Terence Crawford's ability to handle Canelo Alvarez's renowned punching power. Canelo's reputation for delivering brutal, fight-ending blows is well established, and Porter questioned whether Crawford, who is climbing up in weight, can take those kinds of shots. He stressed that this isn't just about skill or heart, it's about whether Crawford's body can absorb the kind of punishment that comes with fighting someone as naturally strong and heavy-handed as Canelo. Porter's analysis highlights the broader skepticism around the matchup, especially in regard to the physical toll it may take on Crawford. As fight fans debate the risks and rewards of this potential showdown, Porter's concerns serve as a reminder of just how dangerous stepping in the ring with Canelo can be.
The others say, like, no, that's 2 more weight classes. Like, once he gets touched by Canelo, it's going to be different.
I am concerned about him absorbing a Canelo punch, especially through the course of 12 rounds. We do know this about Canelo. He's going to slow down, you know, so I think if anything, Canelo would try to start fast and bang on him and break him down before he gets later, and he still got that kind of steam. But, you know, there's so many components that make a champion. There's so many components that make a great, a legend. It's just so much to go into. It's a conversation that lasts an hour easily when we talk about all of the components that Terence Crawford has, all of the components that Canelo have, and how we find how they even out and who trumps one another, you know what I mean? We tried to do that with Errol Spence and Terence Crawford, and we see how that panned out, you know what I mean?
Mikey Garcia has confidently predicted the outcome of a possible Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford fight, making it clear that he favors Canelo to emerge victorious. He pointed to Canelo's considerable size and power advantage as the 2 key components that would decide the fight. Garcia stressed that Crawford, despite his incredible skill, would struggle to overcome the natural disadvantages he faces in weight and strength. According to Mikey, Canelo's physical dominance is likely to shape the entire bout, giving him the edge from the very beginning. With boxing fans and analysts buzzing over the potential of this super fight, Garcia's firm stance reinforces the widely held belief that Crawford would be facing an uphill battle against a bigger, more powerful opponent.
I'm not even a fan of that fight. They're too many weight classes apart. And although the skills, Crawford is one of the best fighters that I've seen. Now, Canelo is, you know, fighting at 168. Crawford just moved up to 154, and he had some trouble with that in that fight. Now, where do you plan on going? 164, 65, 66? Canelo ain't gonna come down to 160.
Yeah,
Canelo ain't gonna come down, you know, maybe 166 max if he accepts. I think Canelo wins that fight based on just the size, you know, power and size. Now, skill-wise, I think Crawford's a better skilled fighter, but the difference in size will be the deciding factor, and that's why I'm not even a fan of that fight. I think Crawford has accomplished everything he had to accomplish from 140, 147, now 154. That's even greater for him. He wants to do something, collect belts at 154, he can attempt that. But there's no money in that compared to the Canelo fight. And Canelo is trying to fight other guys, and you know, at that point it's more of a big fight, you know, for the money that's gonna generate. But as a fight fan, I'm not really a fan of that matchmaking. I'd rather see Canelo move up and fight somebody like bitter or revolt again. If he wanted to challenge himself, move up to 175 again, and challenge himself against those guys. Not a smaller guy moving up.
Roy Jones Jr. has praised Canelo Alvarez's technical skills and acknowledged Terence Crawford's courage and ambition in seeking out the toughest challenges. While he respects Crawford's willingness to face Canelo, Roy Jones warned that losing such a high-profile fight could drastically affect Crawford's standing in the sport. Given Canelo's reputation as one of boxing's most elite fighters, Jones implied that a loss in this bout could become a pivotal moment in Crawford's career. It's a high-risk, high-reward scenario that underscores just how significant this matchup could be for both legacies.
Yeah, because a lot of people are saying like, hey, forget about Canelo. That was a tough fight with Madrimov. Go ahead and give Boots a shot. Give Boots the chance. But Eddie's saying, hey, I think Crawford's saying, hey, give me the Canelo fight, or I'm not fighting. I'm done.
Why? What he got to prove to Boots? Boots trying to take over and start beating the guys around him. Prove that he's the best of that group. Bud is in a group above him. Bud don't need to come back down to 47 to meet him. That's crazy. Why would he? Bud looking to try to make history and get out. Get his big bank and get out. His big bank is who? Canelo. He willing to take that gamble, see if he can beat him. If he beats him, he may go fight better beat this nigga. If he don't beat him, he say, okay, I took it as high as I could go. I'm done.
That'd be crazy. That'd be crazy if he gets the win. Like, oh my God.
Robert Garcia has also shared his thoughts on the possible fight, expressing his belief that Canelo Alvarez would likely come out on top. Although he didn't dive deep into a technical analysis, Garcia's view aligns with most in the boxing world who factor in Canelo's size, power, and extensive experience in higher weight classes. He added that Crawford might pursue this fight primarily for the financial payoff, having already secured his place in the sport's history. Still, Garcia thinks the early rounds could be competitive, perhaps even up to the 6th or 8th round, but eventually, he expects Canelo to take control with his power and physicality, potentially leading to a one-sided conclusion as the fight wears on.
What's a smart bet on Crawford-Canelo? Canelo by knockout or Canelo by decision?
Crawford by decision. If you have to bet,
yes.
I say Canelo by decision. Crawford by decision. No, but you say Canelo by knockout or Canelo?
Yeah, no, because I'm saying that's what's going to happen. Canelo's going to beat him. But which one?
I don't know, man. Crawford is fucking gangster. I've always been saying, I think Canelo at the end, obviously, his strength, his weight,
experience
probably takes over. But shit, I wouldn't be surprised if Crawford just fucking boxes and fights smart and beats him.
He's probably going to be 40-1 underdog or something crazy like that, right? It's not going to be close.
No, it's going to be close.
3 weight class?
Maybe 3-4-1. No crees?
Nah.
It's not going to be that big of a difference. No.
When you pick the knockout? No, when you pick the knockout?
You pick a knockout. But if it's just...
who wins straight out?
I think it's going to be maybe 3-1, 4-1. Maybe that's too much. Maybe 2-1. Maybe 2
I don't think so.
I'm telling you, really.
So they finally announced Ryu's fight. Gary Russell, what do you think? Not easy fight? No easy fights in this level? It's going to be, finally you guys will be, the first time you're ever going to a Tank fight, right? To work a corner?
Work a corner at Tank's fight.
Tank's the main event.
Yeah.
Promoter Eddie Hearn has expressed skepticism regarding Terence Crawford's chances against Canelo Alvarez. Hearn acknowledged Crawford's bravery and ambition in seeking such a fight, but he cited the considerable weight gap as a central issue. According to Hearn, the size difference might simply be too vast for Crawford to overcome, no matter how skilled he is. While he respects Crawford's desire to push boundaries, Hearn believes that physically, Canelo might be just too much to handle.
How is Crawford going to be able to bridge this weight gap?
Yeah, I don't think he can, in all honesty. I mean, he might not be able to bridge it on Saturday.
Yeah.
So,
one weight class.
68, yeah, but you're coming up from 35. 35, 40, 47, 54. Sooner or later, it's one too many. And 68 is definitely too many. But Crawford's brilliant. Like, he's a genius. He's a generational great. So maybe he can find a way to do it. But I feel he'd be hugely outsized against Canelo Alvarez. Yeah. But you have to use your movement if you're Terence Crawford in that fight. The last thing you want to do is stand and trade. He'd be moving a lot in that fight, trust me. I'm not saying he'd be running, but he would be moving a lot. Of course, that's the way to beat him.
Yeah.
You know.
Gervonta Tank Davis has chimed in with admiration for Canelo Alvarez, describing him as one of the best boxers of his generation. Although Davis stopped short of making an official prediction on how the fight would play out, his words reflect the widespread respect that Canelo commands within the boxing community. Davis's recognition of Canelo's greatness adds further weight to the Mexican champion's legendary status.
Canelo is one of the top dogs in the sport as of right now, and he's a great fighter himself, so just having somebody like him to say I'm his favorite fighter is pretty, like, touchy. I think I'm the face of boxing already, if we being real. I think I'm the face of boxing right now. I think that Canelo going out the door, all the top guys, Canelo was probably the only one, but he was going out the door, so.
Veteran trainer and commentator Teddy Atlas provided a balanced take on the matchup. He praised Canelo for his unified champion status and for being an elite fighter with tremendous strength and power. But he also questioned how Canelo would handle a quicker, smaller, and more evasive opponent like Crawford. Atlas pointed out that speed, movement, and ring intelligence could be significant factors, particularly as Canelo shows signs of slowing with age. The dynamic between Canelo's power and Crawford's agility, experience, and defensive prowess could make this a much more complicated fight than many anticipate.
Not official, but it may be a done deal. Terence Crawford, Canelo Alvarez. Early thoughts? What do you think?
Yeah, look, the first thought is, can he handle the weight jump? Can he handle the weight jump? He being Crawford. Against Matvedorf, people are going to say, oh, he had some hiccups. Who don't have hiccups? When you eat something that's a little difficult to eat, and Matvedorf was a little difficult to eat, he's not easy to digest, he's a good fighter. When you eat something that's a little tough to digest, you get hiccups, right? So, come on, he's human. So he had a few hiccups. He won the fight. He's Terence Crawford. A lot of people say, oh, Teddy, you make him so good. You're always saying how great Crawford is. But who's he beating? He unified the, what was his first division? Lightweight, then he unified the junior, then he unified the junior welter, then he unified the welter. I think I got the weight classes right. It doesn't matter.
Stephen A. Smith, known for his outspoken commentary, offered his own insight. He acknowledged Terence Crawford's incredible skill set but raised doubts about whether Crawford could land effective punches to hurt someone as durable as Canelo Alvarez. Smith argued that if Crawford is unable to get Canelo's respect with impactful shots, the Mexican star will apply relentless pressure, using his power and forward momentum to dominate the fight as it progresses.
But to me, can Crawford hurt him? I would pick Crawford to win if he can box and stay away. I don't believe he can hurt Canelo. And if Canelo catches him, it could be trouble. But I would still say it would be a very interesting fight. I just believe that Crawford hasn't been in the ring with anybody this powerful. And I'm wondering whether he could stay away. Again, Crawford is the superior boxer. But if he can't hurt Canelo, you can't keep him off of him. And that's where the problem lies.
What do you think a win like that would do for Crawford? Would that put him
I
up
think it was
Robinson, Mayweather?
He and I spoke about it. He and I spoke about it in Vegas when the UFC event was at the Sphere. It's a fight he wants desperately, he wants badly. He says it's a legacy fight. He thinks about Tommy Hitman Hearns and Sugar Ray Leonard and others moving up in weight. And he believes he can do the same, and he wants to do the same against a fighter the caliber of Canelo Alvarez.
Boxing analyst Showbiz the Adult also voiced skepticism about Crawford's ability to stand up to Canelo's strength. He highlighted the massive leap in weight classes as a major concern, emphasizing that jumping 3 divisions to face a top-tier super middleweight is a highly risky move. For Showbiz, the drastic difference in size, combined with Canelo's experience and punching power, places Crawford in a potentially dangerous position if the fight goes forward.
Just a few weeks ago, you heard what Terence Bud Crawford had to say on why he wants to take on Saul Canelo Alvarez.
I just want the opportunity, to fight the best fighter in my generation that's out there. He's the most accomplished fighter, and I would just like to, fight another great.
Which is a very noble reason. I mean, it's a reason that I can get behind. If you notice, his primary reason isn't money. He did say it'll be the biggest fight, which, you do want a big fight, but I don't think he meant monetarily, which the money comes, okay? But what he's saying is he want to test himself versus the best. And I think he's telling the truth here, right? Of course you want big money and stuff like that, but I think his swan song is just him test himself up against the very best. Those are the reasons the war room can get behind.
Are you tired of people asking you about Terence yet?
No, look, I always say, I respect Terence Crawford. He's a very talented fighter, but he just win one big fight. If you see his record, he just beat one good fighter like Errol Spence is.
Yes.
But other than that, I don't think he's beating other great fighter like Spence. He did a really good job with Spence. He did like almost look very easy. But I knew Terence Crawford is a great fighter. But you never know in boxing.
Timothy Bradley offered a more hopeful perspective, suggesting that while Canelo's size advantage is undeniable, Crawford's boxing intelligence and technical skills could level the playing field. Bradley believes that Crawford's superior footwork, defensive awareness, and strategic execution might be enough to outthink and outmaneuver Canelo. He remains one of the few prominent voices giving Crawford a strong chance to win, countering the dominant narrative that Canelo is too big and strong.
Great, that'll be 3 times. If you go 154 and win the belt, that's 3 times super. Then I said, chase super greatness. Come on, Canelo, 160.
Well, if he can get in there with Charlo in like his next 2 fights, where he still got age on his side, then maybe go up again. Like if he's trying to chase the greatness, but I mean he already done something that's never been done. Charlo don't want none of that smoke.
Terence Crawford, I see he wants to fight. He's made it clear. Do fights like that help your legacy, or do you feel like that's something that's not worth it to you?
Everything in my career, every fight make my legacy different and better. No, Terence Crawford is a great fighter. He's a good fighter, but like I say, he's weight classes for a reason. I'm focused 100% on Berlanga, and you never know what happened.
Yeah.
Next.
Yeah.
Alexander Usyk brought a unique viewpoint to the discussion, stating that while most believe Canelo has the upper hand, Crawford's intelligence and tactical approach could surprise everyone. Usyk stressed that despite Canelo's physical advantages, Crawford's adaptability and smart in-ring decision-making give him a genuine path to victory. He also emphasized how this fight recalls the classic golden era of boxing, when champions didn't let weight classes define greatness. For Usyk, this bout has the potential to reignite fan passion for true legacy fights.
A potential fight between Canelo and Terence Crawford. How do you see that fight? Who do you
like? Terence. It's
wow.
My friend, but it's crazy man. Listen, I say Terence win. Yes.
What? Terence win over Canelo.
Yes, Terence win. But listen, Terence. Different man. Terence work in two stойка.
Two sides.
Two sides.
Right.
And
And
right,
switch hitter.
yes,
He's a switch hitter.
Yes. Right and left. But it's very smart man. It's very smart. But feel distance and place like
Adjustments.
spacing,
Exactly.
boxing.
You don't think the weight difference will be a factor too much?
Mario, you're asking him?
That's why. That's why I'm asking, exactly.
But, Canelo big, Canelo too. It's good box, but I say
Wow.
Kezin Davis offered thoughtful remarks on the upcoming clash, stating that while Canelo Alvarez has long ruled the boxing world with his adaptability and intelligence, Crawford is not to be overlooked. Davis noted that Canelo's ability to adjust to any opponent's style is what makes him so formidable. However, Davis also pointed out that Crawford's technical precision and high ring IQ might allow him to overcome the expected disadvantages, making the matchup a battle of more than just physical traits.
It's gonna be the greatest. You know what I'm saying? Floyd, it was Floyd, and then it's gonna be Terence Crawford. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's what's on the line with that fight, right? Canelo and Terence is whose era is it? Right?
Nah.
I think Canelo had his time.
Yeah, Canelo had his
our
time. Yeah.
Just go submit our time.
Yeah, for sure.
What makes Bomac such a great trainer?
He can adapt to any style, bro. Like, He can adapt to any style. First of all, like DB3, we all got different styles. And he all been making this better in our own style. He got Troy Isley. Troy Isley is a different style. You know what I'm saying? Shoot, he got Avius Griffin. Avius Griffin is a different style. Of course, y'all know Jamel Herring and Terence Crawford. All different styles. And he make these fighters great. He can adapt to any style. You know what I'm saying? That's what makes it.
And that wraps up today's video. We hope you enjoyed this in-depth breakdown of expert insights and fighter opinions on the potential Canelo Alvarez vs Terence Crawford super fight. Stay connected with us for more explosive coverage, exclusive interviews, and fight analysis. Your support means the world, and we look forward to bringing you even more updates in the near future. Until next time, take care and keep your gloves up.